Ano nga pangalan mo ulit?
Chris po.
Okay, Chris.
Christopher po.
Salamat ah. Ganda ng kulay ng motor mo. Favorite color mo yan, kuya?
Ano po? Favorite color naman ni Mrs.
Okay. Commander mo pala. Anyway, magbabayad na ako, kuya. Salamat.
Welcome sa isa na namang episode ng Garage King PH. At sa episode na ito, pag-usapan natin ang Royal Enfield Himalayan. Ano ang espesyal sa motorsiklo na ito at bakit matatawag ko ito na bike for all seasons? Tutok lang at panoorin natin ito. Tulad ng mga nabanggit ko sa mga nauna nating review sa Interceptor 650 at sa Meteor 350, well, they have been around for 120 years, continuously producing some time-tested bikes, and the vast majority is classic style. Yeah? Kaya nung 2016, isang malaking welcome addition ang pagpasok ng Royal Enfield sa adventure bike market. For one, hindi na sila bago sa tunay at hardcore na adventure riding. Dahil nag-a-arrange talaga sila ng Himalayas Tour noon pa. Hardcore, nasabi ko, dahil matataas na bundok at talagang desolate remote areas ang mga dinadaanan ng tour na ito. Manipis ang hangin at hindi kakayanin makasurvive doon ng any less motorcycle. And secondly, for their classic bikes to continuously survive the punishments of these altitudes and terrains, masasabi na talagang matibay sila gumawa ng mga produkto. Kaya itong bike na ito, talagang ginawa nila ito para sa tunay na adventure riding. Just check out the build. It is so basic, and this approach on an adventure bike is really different compared to other adventure bikes in the market. Usually kasi kapag adventure bike, malaki, mabigat at sobrang loaded ng mga high-tech electronics, and that reason may hinder a rider on taking those things out on gnarly trails. Baka kasi may masira at mahal magpaayos. Real talk lang, mapapaisip ka talaga ng ganyan kapag halos 2 milyon na ang presyo ng bike mo. This Royal Enfield Himalayan on the other hand shines more pagdating sa confidence na may bibigay nito sa isang rider kung nasa gnarly situations na. The power that it gives is accessible to most riders, seasoned, expert, or beginner riders that is. Plus, the weight is fairly light for a highway legal adventure bike because it has a single-cylinder unit tulad ng karamihan ng mga Royal Enfield. Only this unit is much smoother and refined. That refinement makes this bike behave well on road, pero kaya pa rin mag-deliver ng goods sa mga brutal na trail. And talking about the simplicity that this bike has, let's talk about the details and the stuff that you have on this bike.
So the Royal Enfield Himalayan, pag-usapan natin yung mga controls mo dito kasi sa ibang bike, di ba, sobrang high-tech. Well, ito, basic naman siya, okay? So you have that digital part on the screen. Siyempre may analog din, yung speedometer. It reads in miles per hour, tsaka kilometers per hour, okay? Kung saan tayo sanay. So there's your neutral signal light, nandyan, and some more warning lights. Itong rev counter, which is yung hinahanap ko sa Meteor 350. Ito, meron naman to. Meron pang bonus. I believe that's a compass, right? And your fuel gauge. Okay? Start natin ang marinig nyo. Bago para tayo mag sound check. Yan ang kill switch. Starter button. Tapos, the usual. May choke lang. Kasi hindi naman to sobrang komplikado na TFI. High beam, low beam, passing light, signal, kusina. And before we do a sound check, ayan yung bike. It's an adventure bike. Hindi naman may pagkakaila. 21-inch na gulong sa unahan. And I believe this is 17 sa pulihan. With Pirelli MT60 na tires. Pati ang gulong sa harap, yung 21-inch, that's the Pirelli MT60. Seating for 2. This is where you would sit if you're gonna be driving this motorcycle, and then your passenger or your pillion is going to be right there. Nakakatuwa kasi itong bike na to, it's an adventure bike, matangkad, medyo matangkad yung stature niya, di ba? But I can flat foot this bike on both feet comfortably. Tulad ng pinakikita natin ngayon sa video na to. And sitting on the bike, lahat is neutral. The hand position, yung likod mo is on a neutral position, and the feet on the foot pegs, neutral din naman ang position. An ideal na adventure bike riding position. Komportable rin yan kahit tayuan mo yan sa mga off-road situations such as, you know, gravel roads like this. Approve na approve yan. Ito pa, ang pambato nitong Royal Enfield Himalayan. Meron siya mga cage na ganito. I mean, that's protection for your tank kung dadalhin mo to sa halimbawa sa Himalayas. At pwede ka pa maglagay dyan ng mga accessories such as jerry cans. May parang bolt holder yan or pwede mong i-clamp na lang dito yung mga ganong klaseng accessories. At marami ka pang accessories na pwedeng ilagay dyan. Sleeping bag and anything that you could imagine. Ganun din naman dito sa likod. Well, by the way, this is the street version. So, kung napapansin nyo, yung chassis niya, walang metal plating dito or metal brackets for the panniers. Kasi may separate na variant ang Royal Enfield Himalayan na merong ganon, yung parang brackets for the pannier. And actually, meron ding pannier. Aluminum pannier, I believe. Windscreen. Katulad nga ng nabanggit natin sa intro, 410cc to. So, expressway legal and this is a big help pag nasa expressway ka na. You're not receiving the full blast of air, although syempre medyo mababa ang windshield niyan, hindi siya na-adjust pataas, but it helps. Pero may hangin pa rin na sinasalubong pa rin ang ulo ko. And that is the pipe. Ita-tripod ko na to dahil we will do a sound check. Okay? Right, sound check for the Royal Enfield Himalayan. Okay, so tulad nga ng nabanggit natin, this is a single cylinder as most Royal Enfields. So thumper, nandyan pa rin yung signature na thumping sound tulad ng naririnig natin ngayon. Right, medyo bass naman yung tunog ng thumping sound, hindi siya nakaka-rimdi sa tenga. That's the pipe going towards the engine block. Cable clutch, kasi sa bundok patayin lang natin to. Tulad nga ng binabanggit ko, the simplicity is the key for this bike kasi dinadala to sa Himalayas. So cable clutch, pwede ka magbaon yan, unlike pag hydraulic at nalaglag to sa bundok, halimbawa natumba, pwede mong gawin yan kung masiraan ka ng clutch. Easy fix kumbaga. The same principle goes to almost everything dito sa bike na to. Easy fixes, kung halimbawang mamumundok ka, masemplang ka, may masira, lahat madaling gawin. So, there you go.
Now, let's talk about the pros and cons about this bike. Unahin natin ang pros. For what the bike is intended for, this is adequate and it is highly capable. Let me explain. The power plant is 410cc and that makes a lot of people happy dahil makakapasok ito sa ating mga expressway. Hindi rin lahat ng tao ay speed demon at may mga tao talaga na chill ride lang ang gusto. And this bike has no problem delivering that with its refined engine versus the older ones dahil ito ay naka-EFI na. Hindi komplikado ang engine unit nito tulad ng ating nabanggit ay hindi ka maiilang na dalhin ito sa mga kabundukan for a proper adventure because of its simplicity. These new models has better brakes and is better equipped with ABS na rin na maganda ang overall na resulta sa braking performance. Napaka-komportable din itong motorsiklo nito on-road. Courtesy of the suspension unit na mahaba ang travel both front and the rear with only the rear unit adjustable. Pwede mo pa yan taasan o kaya babaan depending on your taste. Manually mo nga lang gagawin. Have you seen the roads here in the Philippines? Those roads can give a proper punishment for our suspension units, mga chong. Kaya ang long travel nito ay welcome para sa ating mga kakalsadahan. With all these things said, hindi lang ang timbang, height at power delivery nitong bike na ito ang accessible. Pati na rin ang price point at only 304,000 for the street variant katulad ng daladala natin ngayon, yan yung wala pang pannier bracket at panniers na kasama. At 333,000 naman para sa touring variant na kargado na ng panniers out of the showroom. Diba? Kung first time mong susubok na bumili ng highway legal bike, perfect ito dahil ang bibilin mo ay hindi lang matibay at highly capable. Hindi pa masakit sa bulsa. Now the cons. Given na meron itong 410cc single cylinder engine, okay na yun. It is adequate, it is simple to maintain and keep running. But I've heard people say and I've felt that too, na parang mas maganda yata kung yung 650cc engine ng Interceptor at GT ang inilagay dito ng Royal Enfield. I don't know, but I feel like mas maraming bibili nito kapag yung 650 650cc engine yung inilagay dito. Dahil refined din naman yun and the power that it can deliver is much better and it can be fun to drive on expressways. Hindi bitin on some situations. Bukod dito sa area na ito, wala naman na akong ibang makitang con sa motor na ito. Ang sarap nga niya gamitin A daily bike material, I would say. Ngayon, kung gusto nyo itong i-check, punta na sa mga Royal Enfield showrooms and book your test ride. Sa mga taga North, nandyan ang Royal Enfield Bulacan showroom na napakalaki at magkaganda-ganda. I took this Himalayan up there to check on the new showroom which at the time of the filming is the biggest Royal Enfield showroom in the country. Pwede nyo rin makita at ma-avail ang Himalayan na ito sa Tiendesitas, sa store ng Vintage Rider Manila dahil may display na sila ng mga motorsiklo doon. Isa na ang Royal Enfield sa mga nakadisplay doon. As a matter of fact, ganitong kulay din yung nakita ko doon kay Vintage Rider Manila. I hope you guys like this episode of Garage King PH and consider subscribing to the channel for more contents like this. Fresh weekly. This has been your Garage King PH, folks. You ride safe out there. Ciao.